Hey guys, good afternoon. It is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon and it is 61 degrees, which is bikini weather as far as I'm concerned in the Midwest. So on my last video I said I was going to talk about oven temperatures for heating up the Kydex. And I'm driving home from work, so I thought I would flip on camera and talk a little bit. So, where to start? There's a little bit of information to process when you are heating up your Kydex. So I will just give you a rundown of what I do and some slight variations in between. And I hope the wind noise from the sunroof is not too loud, otherwise this video is going to be a complete waste of time and I'm going to have to do it again. So, my oven is in my garage. It is in a 220 electric oven, and I set the temperature to 300 to 310 degrees, depending on the outside temperature. Now I say depending on the outside temperature because I use it year-round, and during this winter when I actually braved the cold temperatures to go outside, I set it to 310, let it preheat. The longer it sits, the better. It kind of gets a constant temperature into the steel inside the oven, and it helps stay at constant temperature. And that thermometer that I showed you in one of the earlier videos is pretty accurate to what this particular oven says. I've used other ones that were not accurate. So, that being said, the one I just did the other day, it was about 60 degrees outside. 310 was a bit high. So I think for now I'm going to back it down to 300 degrees for the warmer weather. So, preheat to 300 degrees. Let it come to temperature, longer the better. I put the Kydex in. What I do is I put the Kydex on a cookie sheet, baking tray, whatever, on parchment paper, because that way, if and when it melts, it's not going to stick to the tray. And it's got to be parchment paper, not wax paper. Wax paper will burn. And so I do that, and I set my timer for 5 minutes. I go generally in 5-minute intervals, and that's where I start. Now, I was talking about earlier how you can tell if the Kydex is ready. And that is trial and error by touch. Yeah, I reach in, I grab the corner of the plastic and kind of pick it up. And if you do it a few times, I promise you, you'll be able to tell after your first few when it is ready. There's a definite, distinct difference in the floppiness, if you will, of the Kydex when it's up to temperature. So, once you have figured that out, when it's ready to pull out of the oven to form your holster, that's all you have to do. You just pull it out and put your pieces together and form it. Now, that being said, call me crazy, but I swear that not just the outside temperature has an effect, the weather seems to have an effect on it also. Barometric pressure, whatever. So just be aware that it's not going to be exactly the same every time. The time is not going to be the same to have it in the oven. The temperature is not going to be the same. It's not always going to, hold the same amount of flexibility and things like that. So it's also worth mentioning that it's been my experience that things can go from perfectly fine to complete crap very quickly. You can ruin a piece of Kydex real quick. So I usually do not leave it unattended. I watch it through the oven, and usually I'll reach in and wave it around a little bit to check the flexibility of it. You wear gloves. I work with my hands a lot, so I got pretty tough fingers, and for the most part, I can hold up real quick on the Kydex, and I don't have to worry about burning myself. But that is just a few of the pointers that I want to make about heating the Kydex. And guys use toaster ovens. I've never used a toaster oven. That would work. One thing that I'm fairly certain that you're not going to get away with doing is trying to heat up a sheet of it with a heat gun or a blow dryer and get a good form made, because it's not going to heat evenly, and it does cool down pretty quickly. As far as cooling enough to where it won't form. It'll still be plenty warm to the touch, but it won't have any ability to make any real form on the gun. So I have a bunch of scraps laying around, so I'm gonna melt some pieces in the oven to show you guys. So probably cut to some pictures of ruined Kydex. Okay, so that was some pictures of some ruined Kydex, and you'll notice now that I'm parked, the sunroof's closed, I don't have glasses on because I have to film some more because my camera stopped because I ran out of storage. So I deleted some pictures and now I got some more storage. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up real quick. Like I said, that's just a brief overview. Again, trial and error. That's all I can say. It's going to be different for everyone. But I feel that's a good starting point for you. I feel like that's a better starting point than what I even had from the research that I did and the videos that I watched. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the comments below. Head on over to our Facebook page. There's information there. Ask questions there. Tag me on it. And check out our Twitter. Also, I post a lot of just random stuff that's industry related. And auto related, my hobbies and stuff like that. So again, thumbs up, subscribe, check us out on Twitter and Facebook. You probably noticed at the end of all these videos I've got still shots of t-shirts. That is the t-shirt design that we came up with, and we've sold a couple dozen of those so far. I've got extras that are still available. You can get those through the Facebook page or message me anywhere. You can do PayPal, and I priority shipping. $10 for the t-shirts if you're going to pick it up. If you happen to be local, $7 for shipping priority, and tracking is included on that. So again, thanks a lot for checking us out, and stay tuned for lots of more great content. Thanks.